Most people think they have a basal rate problem. Most of the time, they don't. I used to change my basal rate constantly. I remember having a call with my diabetes educator not that long ago, actually, and she asked me, "Why do you have so many different basal profiles programmed into your pump?" And I laughed at the time because the honest answer was I was adjusting them daily, sometimes multiple times a day. Every low felt like a basal problem, every high felt like a basal problem. Every pattern felt like a background basal rate problem. So I kept turning the same knob. Daytime basal changes especially never worked. They actually made things worse. I'd start seeing random highs, random lows, then suddenly my carb ratios looked wrong. Everything started to feel broken, and it wasn't. I was using the wrong lever. My CDE challenged me to simplify my basal patterns, especially with automation on pumps nowadays. So I stopped touching basal, programmed one rate, and I started skipping meals on purpose sometimes. No food, no bolus. I just watched. Overnight was the first one that clicked. Flat. Okay, basal's fine overnight. Daytime? Big question mark. Mostly fine too, when I'd skip a meal to check. That's when I realized something important. Basal has a much smaller job than we give it credit for. Basal is there to handle background glucose when you're not eating. Literally, that's it. Most of the chaos you feel day to day, that's a timing issue. Here's the best way I found to picture it. It's like my house. One of my daughters would feel cold, so she'd crank the thermostat up. My other daughter would feel warm, so she'd open her bedroom window. Now the thermostat is getting mixed signals. Cold air is coming in, telling it it's cold, heat's blasting, trying to get the thermostat to a certain level, and the system never stabilizes. Not because the thermostat is broken, but because everything upstream is fighting it. Basal is like the thermostat. Food, bolus timing, corrections, activity, those are the windows. Now, before I even think about basal, I ask, what happened before this number? Was food involved? Was insulin already working? Did I correct recently? If yes to any of those things, I leave basal alone. Once I made that shift, I stopped changing basal all the time. I started trusting my background rate. And honestly, it's lovely. I don't have to eat if I don't want to eat. I can eat when I feel like it. I'm not chasing food to cover too much background basal. Things aren't perfect. Diabetes is not perfect. Never is, never will be. But there is more predictability. And predictability feels lighter. Here's one thing you can try starting tomorrow. Before you change basal, pause, ask, was food or insulin involved in the last 3 to 4 hours? If yes, don't touch the basal. That's why skipping meals is a good idea. That was old school thinking when you started a pump, to skip your meals to see if the basal rate was working. But you got to look at timing first. If this helped you reframe what's going on, hit that like button. It tells me this kind of video is worth making more of. And if you don't want to miss the next one in this series, hit that subscribe button. The next video is about routine days and why predictability starts there. And if you struggle with roller coaster blood sugars and rage bolusing, you're going to want to watch this one next.